Hello everyone, tonight I'm gonna review the game from the N group of the International Go League IGLO, and for the benefit of the players I will try to do it in English. It's the game between DrunkenWomble and Gandalf, and White won handily by 40 points and a half. Let's see how it happened. First we have pretty normal Fuseki. I will show you one interesting thing about this setup. Imagine that the game went slightly different. White formation is exactly the same, but black has more points here and a narrower extension here. So it's really a trade-off between getting more points here and getting more potential here. Another interesting thing is that if you know moves which are practical in this configuration, for example this funny attack pattern which allows you to link either to the top or to the bottom, then you can use exactly the same patterns in the game situation, where the Joseki is slightly different. But let's go back to the game. Black played here, and it was possible to do without this move, hoping that after playing, for example, in the corner, which normally should take precedence, black will end up in center and then continue here. But it's not really serious matter, just a question of style. White plays here. It would be perfectly possible to defend here, and then this group has no problems, but it feels that black gets the initiative and can do whatever he wants. Perhaps like this, with this quasi-Chinese formation. Still, it feels like black is calling the shots here, that black decides about the direction of the game after white plays one, which is possible strategy, possible move, but this one allows black to decide which direction he wants to play later on. Black decides to go into the corner. And here is a slightly problematic situation, because it would be a bit easier to play this with a different Shimari here, because if now white tries to build a large side, then this move may be a little bit problematic. And the side feels rather flat. On the other hand, it's a natural direction to develop, and I feel this black move is a first serious mistake, because right now the left side is the largest, and it would be worthwhile to do something about it, either with shoulder hit or some kind of invasion, perhaps a splitting attack here. White will probably want to drive our stone towards the wall, like this, but the slight problem is that his position here is rather low, it doesn't really feel like white is gaining much by this kind of attack, and moreover, because of the Joseki which has been chosen here, black has this probing move, which may allow him to escape into the center really comfortably. So the split like here would be a very good idea. If black doesn't play it, then white can decide to build something here. I don't really like this particular move, it's too close to the wall. Perhaps taking into account the threat of this reduction, I would even go as far as this. Now this move looks silly, you don't have a normal continuation, and invading here means that black will suffer. So I'm not really sure what black should do right now. Perhaps putting some pressure on this group would be sensible, because all these white gains mean that white needed to neglect this one in order to achieve something. So perhaps some kind of an attack first, and then I'm not really sure. We might have a chance of flattening this group by this area by playing something like this, and we need to be far from this stone, for after such a move I wouldn't bet on black. So here, if white complies, then we can continue like this and get some good shape to escape. Another idea would be starting with this pip and working from here. Perhaps now this move makes a bit more sense. Okay, so we came to the conclusion that this was the best white could do. This one leaves a lot of invasion points here. Black goes all in. This would be more prudent course, again with the idea of reducing this white area lightly. Black attacks from the other side, but I guess he should press a bit harder. It gets more territory after all. Black jumps out correctly, and white plays another passive move. This and this really feel like white is playing under the assumption that he has the advantage on this board, but which is not the case yet. Instead, what should be done? Probably some way of attacking this group could be found. This looks strange, but can be effective, because after this ultra solid move, black doesn't really gain much by expanding in this direction, and white can continue something like this. Another idea would be to start here, because of the threat of this continuation. If black does nothing, then we have at least this annoying move, stealing most of the corner. If black resists, it doesn't really look like the best idea. No, it doesn't work as well as I thought. Perhaps it's an overplay then. So just continue like here and see what happens. Black cannot really invade here because he would be cut off. And yet he needs to find some way of supporting this group. Perhaps leaning against the strong shimmery of white would be the answer. I'm not really sure, but it looks like a decent move. This is logical, it limits the influence of white shimmery. White plays here, black completes building of his big box. White defends. And this is the move which I don't like. Why? Because while this could be considered a calculated risk, black is leaving this group in danger, but he builds so much that it's a worthwhile bet, whereas this one does nothing. It attacks white's group which is already strong, which was made strong by the last white's move, so it's better to find some different direction of play. I personally would bet on this one. And now we're safe here and we can look for another ideas. Yeah. So black plays a slow move, white plays a slow defense. I would leave things as they are and would try to fish for black's response here. Perhaps we'll be able to enter into this magical crosscut sequence. No, this is a better idea, because now black doesn't really want to take here because of this core. So yeah, this is the correct move order. Black defends, we play here, black takes, and now for the magical move here. White is pretty strong, black's area is reduced. Everything's in order. Of course, black can play something different. Here, white would have a pleasant choice between making a living tripod shape and playing away, which is probably better, especially taking into account the weakness of this group. But whatever happens, if white plays away, then black always has a problem to block or not to block. And this problem will persist for many moves. Apart from the move quality, it's a real psychological ploy which makes the game a bit more pleasant for white, I guess. So black can continue like this, and after this one I would personally play this, because I don't think black can afford taking this stone immediately. And then, I'm not sure, perhaps this staircase pattern would be good, trying to trick black into the position we have already shown. And if black defends solidly, then we can just jump. So much for ideas for white. White plays a defending move instead. Black presses, white continues. And I think all these exchanges are really good for black, because this weak group gets a target to run to with simple moves, with simple jumps. And he starts in some way getting closer to his weak group. White plays a risky move, it's called Elephant's Ear, and I guess the idea would be to entice black into cutting here, to continue like that, and to build some pressure against this group while sacrificing this stone. I don't think black would have guts to continue like here, because it's getting into all sorts of problems. And if black continues in the other direction, then suddenly this stone is getting a thorn in black's side, because playing like this, again, it means weakening of this group, and ignoring it means all these gains are rendered completely immaterial. So, nice creative choice if this was white's idea. Black plays a contact move here. I'm not sure why white didn't continue like that. Sorry, a misclick, like that. It's a serious weakness in his position. So black should back off right now. White plays another slow move. Again, this is still on the table, even though it's less interesting because of this move. This is still on the table, and perhaps trying something here would make some sense. Black continues to give support to his weakest stones. This doesn't look too good. It seems like trying to take really more territory than black is entitled to. Black should play like this. But even though this move is not far from perfect, it's not that bad as long as black is ready to sacrifice this stone. But here we witness a tragedy. The game, which except for some errors was rather logical in its flow, gets a bit wrong because of a few black's reckless choices. Right here and now, black needs to strengthen his position. Perhaps here. Perhaps here. But something needs to be done. After this move, white gets in, and I guess black should back off. This stone is not too important. If white wants to take it with a slow move like that, let it happen. Black has center now. Black can either fix his shape or try to do something more active, like here perhaps. Instead, black does a crucial mistake of pushing in the wrong direction. It looks very much almost like a losing move. There is a joke I have heard long time ago, which is basically about handicap games, that white stones are like a toothpaste from a broken container. You push the container in one direction and the toothpaste spills through other holes, and this is this kind of scenario. Black pushes out the toothpaste in the wrong direction. Even now, as you can see, there was this idea of sacrificing this stone, which would still make sense. Instead, black connects, and now there is no saving him. You cannot play that many diagonal moves in a row. Here I wonder if what happened in the game was the best move, because white simply connected, and it's certainly enough to enjoy the comfortable advantage, but perhaps there was a chance of playing here. If black tries to cut us off, I'm not sure which move is alright, but one way or the other, white will get a living shape here. So if black connects like this, again we've got a choice between trying to set something up here and connecting here and now. But this is just good enough. Black should definitely back off, play here. Now he is safe. But trying to get anything more out of this position means that black is collapsing. Again, it's pushing the toothpaste move. Again, now it was black's chance to limit the damage, because if white continues, he gets into Atari, and if he gets into Atari and needs to connect, then black has the time to play a solid move here. And of course white is winning by approximately 10 points, but at least this area is protected. Pushing the toothpaste from the wrong direction causes black position to crumble immediately. And now whatever happens doesn't really matter. It's enough to play solid, normal, uninspired moves, because black cannot really save this group and the game is effectively as good as over now. And whatever happens in Yossa doesn't really change the result, so White can even afford to solidify his lead by playing moves like that. And nothing will change the result. So I think I will stop here. Thank you for watching. I hope this review was helpful to you.